Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Now the news in full. The Nigerian Senate is considering a legislative proposal that would increase the number of Supreme Court justices from the current 21 to 30 in a bid to tackle the mounting backlog of cases and improve the efficiency of the Apex Court. Senator Osita Izonaso, who is sponsoring the bill, disclosed this during a press briefing in Abuja to mark his 2 years in the 10th National Assembly. He argued that the current number of justices is inadequate, despite the recent appointment of 11 justices in 2023 that finally filled the constitutional quota for the first time in Nigeria's history. The Joint House of Representatives Committee on Public Account and Public Asset have invited the Minister of Finance, Wale Edum, and the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, to appear before the House on Monday, June 16, 2025, over alleged non-compliance with the provisions of Fiscal Responsibility Account 2007. The top government officials are also expected to answer questions on the internal control weaknesses identified in the 2021 report by the Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. In a letter signed jointly by the Chairman, House Committee on Public Accounts, Bamidele Salam, and Chairman, Committee on Public Assets, Ademorin Kuye, on Saturday, the committee asks the Finance Minister and CBN Governor to provide details on remittances of operating surplus to the Federation account by the Apex Bank in with the provision of relevant laws and regulations. Secession storms are brewing in no fewer than 10 states, where governors are nearing the end of their second and final terms in office. In May 2023, 28 governors were sworn into office, while 8 other states held off-cycle inaugurations of the 28. 18 began their first term, while the remaining 10 commenced the final terms in office. The 10 governors are those of Oyo, Gombe, Bauchi, Lagos, Ogun, Borno, Nasarawa, Kwara, Yobe, and Adamawa states. The federal government has condemned Israel's recent strike on Iran, describing it as a move that has dangerously escalated tensions between two nations. In a statement issued by the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kemibi Ebiefa, the federal government expressed deep concern over the intensifying hostility, which has involved sustained missile and area attack exchange between Iran and Israel. The federal government called for an immediate end to the violence and urged both countries to show maximum restraint. A dark cloud hung over Yelewata community in Benue State, where over 100 lives have been lost following a brutal attack by suspected armed herdsmen. The attack occurred in the early hours of Saturday. According to Global Television correspondents, gunmen stormed the quiet farming community, killing scores of residents and injuring many others. By Saturday afternoon, local sources confirmed that at least 107 bodies have been recovered. The victims include women, children, the elderly, and some security personnel. The Benue State Police Command confirmed the attack in a statement, but did not disclose the official death toll. At the time of the report, the Benue State government is yet to issue an official statement. Following the incessant attack in Yelwata and other communities, protesters in Benue State have blocked the major road in Makurdi, the state capital, at Wurukum roundabout, leaving travelers stranded for hours. The police and other security agencies are on ground to ensure that the protest does not escalate into a crisis in the state capital. The APC Lagos State says it will officially commence its campaign to the July 12 local government elections on Tuesday with the presentation of candidates with the party's flags. The APC Publicity Secretary, Mr. Siye Oladeji, disclosed this in a statement. He said the flag hanging over ceremony would be held at the APC State Secretariat, Ogba. According to him, the APC campaign will focus on the various unprecedented landmark achievements of the outgoing government in the council. The nervousness, timely social intervention, and promises to do more in tandem with the party's progressive philosophy. The spokesman urged all voters to endeavor to perform their civic responsibility on the day of the elections. Nigeria has called for the inclusion of youth in climate action while addressing the unemployment, climate, environment change. Speaking on energy transition during a panel discussion on Global Coalition for Social Justice at the just concluded International Labour Conference in Geneva, Switzerland, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Mohamed Dinyadi, observed that with over 41 million people engaged in the formal biomass sector, even as youth unemployment remains a significant challenge, the employment climate environment nexus is particularly critical. The Nigerian Union of Teachers has urged President Bola Tinubu to prioritize teachers' value and welfare to make the profession more attractive to the younger generation. The national president of NUT, Comrade Audu Amba, made the call in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria in Abuja. He urged the government to make teachers role models and recognize the teaching profession as a pillar of societal advancement, and criticize the current situation where teaching is seen as a option choice among admission and job seekers, an option not because it is their preferred choice, but because it is the only option available after others have been filled. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has commended Saudi Arabia's authority and Dalid Al Malin Transportation Company for their unwavering support and hospitality extended to Nigerian pilgrims during the 2025 Hajj operations. The chairman CEO of NACOM, Professor Abdullahi Usman, gave the commendation in a statement issued by the principal officer, NACOM, Malam Shafi Mohammed, in Makkah. Usman spoke during a dinner hosted in honor of NACOM by Dalil Al-Malin in Makkah to mark the successful conclusion of the Hajj rites. The Anambra State government has expressed its preparedness to respond effectively to any flood-related emergency by taking precautionary measures across the state to avert any disaster. The Commissioner for Environment, Dr. Felix Odimegu, made this known in an interview with journalists in Oka, adding that the ministry, in collaboration with relevant agencies, has intensified the sensitization of the people to this year's rainfall and likely flooding. This is coming ahead of the 3-day rainy weather condition predicted by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency starting from Saturday to Monday across Nigeria. The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency has reaffirmed its preparedness to respond effectively to any flood-related emergency in the state. The Permanent Secretary of LASEMA, Dr. Olufemi Oke Osinyotolu, made this known during the flag-off of the 2025 Flood-Free Lagos campaign. It was reported that the campaign included strategic visits to the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency and the Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs. He stated that the campaign was in response to early warning from the federal government, indicating that Lagos was among states at high risk of flooding during the rainy season. In the meantime, the Kebbi State government has commenced the evacuation and clearance of drainage system across sensitive areas of the state. The Commissioner for Urban Development, Hayatu Bawa, made this known in a statement issued to the journalists in Birnin Kebbi. He explained that the exercise is part of ongoing efforts to prepare the state ahead of the rainy season. According to the Commissioner, the clearance is aimed at removing waste and other blockages from waterways to ensure the free flow of rainwater, thereby preventing the overflow that often leads to flooding in residential areas. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has predicted thundery and rainy weather activity from Saturday to Monday across Nigeria. NIMET's weather outlook released on Friday in Abuja envisaged early morning thunderstorm on Saturday over parts of Taraba, Kebbi, Zamfara, Kaduna, Adamawa states in the northern region. According to it, the thunderstorm, which rains are anticipated over parts of Kebbi, Taraba, Zamfara, Borno, Kaduna, Sokoto, Gombe, and Bauchi states later in the day. The Anambra State Police Command has nabbed 2 suspects over alleged theft of 2 related minors at Okpuno Oba, Idemili South local government area of the state. The State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, made this known in a statement in Oka. Ikenga said that on June 12, police operatives attached to Ozubulu Division rescued the children between the ages of 3 and 5. He said that during the operation, the operatives arrested one Daniel Onyedika, male 19, and Nkechi Onowa, female 25, at Okpuno Oba, Idemili South local government area. The Armed Forces of Nigeria says it's intensifying effort in executing meticulously planned strategic operations that will effectively decimate potential threats and uphold peace within the borders. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kange, made this known while addressing journalists on the operational activities of the Armed Forces in Abuja. Kikelomo Okere has the details.
The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kenge, reaffirmed the unwavering commitment of the armed forces to fostering a climate of safety and security that transcend all regions of diverse nations through proactive measures and vigilant monitoring. He added that in the week under review, scores of terrorists comprising adult males and females as well as children surrendered to troops as operational tempo heightened up during the week.
Operation Delta Safe, fuel oil theft, worth over 146,614,380 naira only. The breakdown indicates that 142,960 liters of solid crude oil, 39,175 liters of illegally refined automotive gas oil, and 29,500 liters of dual-purpose kerosene.
In the South-South zone, the director reveals that troops of Operation Delta Save sustained operational tempo against crude oil thieves and other criminals in the Niger Delta during the week under review and destroyed lots of illegal refining sites.
3 kidnapped victims were rescued. The troops also recovered arms and ammunition, as well as improvised explosive devices making materials. Motorcycles, vehicles, among others, were also recovered. Terrorist camp and equipment were burned in situ. The troops also arrested 5 terrorist logistics suppliers, collaborators, and a Chinese national claiming to be a miner during a well-coordinated operations conducted in Kokawa and Gala local government areas of Borno State.
The military high command, however, solicits for cooperation of the populace in line with the non-kinetic operations in a collective effort to safeguard the nation. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, Taraba partners lack campaign on construction of 5 new tourist attractions. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports story on the other side of this break. Stay with us. Welcome back from that break. Now straight to the world of business, where oil production in Nigeria decreased to 1,452,941 barrels of oil per day in May 2025. This is according to the latest crude oil and condensate production data released by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, that is NUPRC. This represents a 2.20% drop compared to the 1,485,700 barrels per day in April. Amidst the rising spate of food insecurity in the country, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security has announced plans to hold a solemn prayer session. An internal memo signed by the Director of Human Resource Management, Adedayo Modupe, invited staff members to participate in a series of solemn prayer sessions aimed at seeking divine guidance and protection as the ministry supports the government's efforts to achieve national food security. Meanwhile, another memo signed by the director indicated that the prayer session scheduled to commence on Monday has been postponed till further notice. The Director of Energy Security in the Office of the National Security Advisor, Ojokaye Flag Amache, has warned against illegal bunkering activities, emphasizing that anyone found guilty of such acts will be prosecuted and imprisoned, no matter how highly placed. A Flag Amache, represented by young Harry Amakiri, noted that the Office of the National Security Council has already prosecuted over 100 individuals involved in oil bunkering activities and pipeline vandalism. A Flag Amache stated this during the monthly stakeholders meeting convened by the Management of Pipeline Infrastructure, Nigeria Limited in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. And on the foreign scene, Ukraine and Russia conducted another POW swap, the fourth one in a week. The warring side said on Saturday under agreements reached in Istanbul earlier this month. We continue to take our people out of Russian captivity. This is the fourth exchange in a week. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky wrote on social media. Kyiv also said it had received another batch of 1,200 unidentified bodies from Russia, which it said Russia claimed belonged to Ukrainian citizens, including military personnel, as part of the Istanbul agreement as well. An Indian police source said on Saturday that 279 bodies have been recovered from the site where a passenger jet crashed into a residential district of the city of Ahmedabad. The revised toll from a senior officer in the city who requested anonymity in order to speak to the media raises an earlier figure of 265. The increase makes it one of the deadliest plane disasters of the 21st century. Air India said there were 242 people on board flight bound for London's Gatwick Airport, only one of whom survived. At least 11 people have died and several are still missing after flash flooding hit San Antonio, Texas. The severe storm forces cars off-road are pushing some drivers into a creek. The San Antonio Fire Department said rescuers were searching for at least 4 people missing in the floods. Officials said the death toll may change and their search and recovery effort will take days. And now from the world of sports, the 2025-26 Nigerian Premier Football League season will kick off on Friday, August 22, 2025. The league body has announced. Chairman of the NPFL board, Gbenga Elegbeleye, made this known at the Nigerian Football Federation headquarters in Abuja. The announcement is expected to be followed by the release of full fixture for the upcoming season, even as the Nigerian top flight organizers are still awaiting the 4 promoted teams from the Nigerian National League, the country's 2nd division. Former AC Milan and Napoli manager Gennaro Gattuso is on the verge of being appointed as the new head coach of the Italian national team, according to transfers expert Fabrizio Romano. Romano reported that an agreement is expected to be finalized in the coming days, with only final details left before the deal is completed. Gattuso, known for his fiery playing style and passionate managerial approach, is poised to succeed Luciano Spalletti, with the Italian Football Federation set to confirm the appointment once talks are concluded. That's it on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Many thanks for watching.